Polar from H2O Cleanse. I hope you're well. A lot of you have asked for us to make a short video about the installation to show you not only how easy it is to install the water drinking systems, but also to change filters and things like that. So we have our top installer, Akeem Ellaby, here today. He's done a ton of these things, and he's going to show everyone just how easy it really is.
H2O Cleanse filtration system installer. First, we're going to start off with where we want to put our faucet head unit. This is what it looks like. This is what it'll look like when you get it. And we just want to decide where along the sink surface we want to place the hole. This particular client has decided here, and I drilled the hole with a special bit through the marble to beneath under the sink, and we'll continue the video from under the sink. Okay, so in setting our faucet into the countertop, we want to first go with the biggest washer in the package. Place that over the hole you've drilled, followed by the metal washer, followed by the smaller rubber washer. And then we want to take our actual faucet head, insert it through all of the washers and the hole you've drilled, and set the faucet head down in place. So far, so good. So from under the sink, from the threads there, in your packaging you have a washer that looks like this, and a metal washer that has grooves in it, almost looks like teeth, and then you have your wing nut. The first thing that's going to go to the roof underneath the counter is your plastic spacing washer, followed by your metal washer that looks like it has little shark's teeth, followed by your wing nut, and this is all going to go through like in this manner. Oop, the other way. Because when it goes up, it's going to look like this. Now this slips in and out, so you don't have to fasten it just yet. You can get the wing nut started and work your way up, and as you get closer to the top, you can slip this into place and it'll make a tighter groove, and you won't have to worry about it slipping off when you're tightening up your wing nut. So we're going to do that now. With this particular configuration, the way the sink is set up, it's very difficult to get a camera view into that area. So that's why we're showing it to you in this manner. And so we're going to do that now. So we've installed the wing nut in the two washers underneath the sink up to our faucet head, and we secured the wing nut for tight fitment, as you can see, nice and sturdy. When doing this, just before tightening up, you want to, if you have someone helping you, they would be able to hold this in place for you, though it's not necessary. You could tighten up the wing nut to the washer where it's a bit snug, then come up here, make the right adjustment, and then go back underneath the sink and tighten up the wing nut, and you will have accomplished the same feat. So we're looking good there. Now we're going to go into the plumbing part of the Multi-Pure Aqualuxe system install. And in your box you will receive an independent system valve, and you will also find an additional fitting. That fitting goes into the big side here, and and you can hand tighten that up a bit. And you'll need 2 wrenches for this. I use adjustable wrenches so that you can always find the right measurement. And what you want to do is tighten the fitting in before you get under the sink and do it. I find that it's easier to make this one solid piece above the sink, and it just makes things a bit easier once you get down there. All right, let's go down. Okay, so here we are under the sink. This is a straightforward setup here. This particular client's house, we have a dishwasher involved. This would be the waistline from the dishwasher, and this would be the hot water service to the dishwasher, which would indicate that this is the hot water side. But if you want to be sure, turn your faucet head up onto the hot water and feel for the pipe to become heated as the water flows, and that will tell you that that's your hot water side. So we want to work here. On this side, we close off the main. We check above the sink on the cold water side to ensure that we have completely shut it off. I found sometimes with this particular handle that once you shut it off, this lines up right above this nut here, making it difficult to get to. What I do is back this out, and this comes off easily, and just turn it that way. Reinsert the screw. And now the cold water line going up to your faucet is now easy to access. So we're just going to get our wrench on here, and we're going to remove the cold water line going to the faucet. But before we do that, you want to place a small bowl here underneath to catch any residual water that's still in the system. Okay, we've got a bowl there. We want to just go ahead here and once you get a few cranks on it, you may be able to hand turn it. Got a little bit tight there towards the end, which is okay. You could just go back to your wrench. And now we're going to install the shut-off valve between the hard plumbing line coming from your wall and the cold water line going up to your faucet. And remember when I said it's good to make this one piece for easier installation. Once you get down here, this is exactly what it is. So you're going to take the bigger adjustable wrench that you used when you put the 2 pieces together and tighten it up. You don't want to put too much pressure on this. We'll always test once everything's set up later that you don't have any leaks coming from the fittings. But this is just a single pipe here, and too much pressure could give you a problem that you certainly don't want. So we want to just tighten it, get it nice and snug on there. And now at the top, the cold water line from our faucet above. And tighten as much as you can. And then a few cranks with your wrench. snug. Okay. Alright. Okay, so here we are back under the sink with our Aqualuxe installation. And I'm just going to set those hoses down for a second. Looking at the system from the bottom, you'll see that there are 2 holes there for your hoses. And they're different sizes. And your clear hose that came with your system will go into the bigger hole. And you're going to have to give it a little bit of a push to seat it. You can't really see or hear it, but you will feel it go in a bit further and properly seat. And you will do the same for the blue line, which is coming from your dedicated multi-pure faucet head, and you will press that in as well, and till it reaches the end and it's nice and snug. Okay, flip it over, set it down off to the side a bit, and now you can take this hose and install it into your multi-pure dedicated valve shut off. And now you have all of the hoses connected. You set your multi-pure unit wherever you feel is comfortable under your sink. You can now turn the system on, the valve. As you can see, some of the water beginning to flow through the clear hose there. Make sure your hose up here is on. As you can hear, air is escaping through the system, being replaced by the water as it's coming through. It's important that you have this on before you turn the water supply on, because it will build up undue air pressure in your system as the water is trying to fill your system. Okay. As you can see, the water when it came out was initially black, and that is just some carbon deposit in the system that will clear out in the half hour of running time, which is required for all new systems and filter replacements, to ensure that all the free carbon sediment has been cleared from your system. And from after a half an hour, you've got good drinking water. So what we're doing right now is a leak test. You have water all the way to your tap, and what we want to do is shut it off there. And we just want to check our installation points. Above and below your dedicated shut off valve that came with your system. And you just, with a dry hand, just feel around here. See if you have any moisture. You also want to check, see if you have anything dripping from below. And looking good here. Okay. Also, the back of your system where you made your connections here, just give it a check. Make sure it's nice and dry at the connection points. And there you have it. Hello again, this is Arkim from H2O Cleanse, showing you the filter replacement for the Aqualuxe system. Very easy. What you do is press down a bit here, allow this tab to come back, bring this one up, and give it a counterclockwise turn and lift it up and off. Inside you will find your multi-pure filter, and if you're changing it for the first time, it will not look this pretty. There are no threads, so when it's in, you just lift it straight up. And if you need to give it a little bit of a left or right, there will be some water that comes off of this filter. Take it, discard it properly, and bring in your new filter. Sit it down in its place, press it down till snug. Get your top, set it back in, turn till it stops, push the tab back down, hold it in place, press the locking tab back over, and you're all back in business.